Yo, what's poppin'? Welcome to Bhroman Braapsody. This is where we review cars and motorcycles. Today we are at Tobacco Road Harley Davidson in Raleigh, North Carolina. And in today's episode, we have the 2020 Harley Davidson Livewire. I'm gonna talk about the bike, see some of its cool features. I'll take it out on the road for a spin, share my thoughts with you guys, talk about the cost of ownership, and assign it a Bhromance score. But before we do all of that, if you're new to Bhroman, give us a like and hit that subscribe button. We put out content every week, and your support would mean a lot. It's me, it's your boy Bro, and I am your Bhroman. Alright, so this is the Livewire. This is Harley's electric motorcycle. This is not what you would expect from a traditional Harley. When you think about Harley motorcycles, right? You want to think of a bike that's got the V-twin, the loud exhaust. Not this. This is very sleek. It weighs about 550 pounds. It's all electric with a 146-mile range. It still puts out a decent amount of power, 106 horses, 86 foot-pound of torque. Can do 0 to 60 in a little over 3 seconds, or around the 3 seconds mark. It's got a bunch of other technology features. You get the RDRS standards, you get traction control, link braking. And this has the 6-axis IMU. It's got lean sensing ABS, lean sensing traction control, all of the good fun stuff. The suspension front and rear are by Showa. They're fully adjustable. It's got regenerative braking. When you let go of the throttle, it starts braking, and it also charges the battery. And it looks futuristic. It looks pretty cool. It's got sharp lines and all of that good stuff. So let's go ahead, take a look around the bike. All right, so starting off from the front of the bike, it's got LED headlamps, LED turn signals. I love the design. I love the design of the turn signals. Moving on to the side, it's got two 300mm dual discs up front with Brembo brakes. And this has inverted front forks, 24 and the 24.5-degree rake angle. What's a rake angle, you ask? Well, door perpendicular from the steering column, follow the fork tube. That angle is your rake angle. Shorter the rake angle, the more nimble the bike is, and larger the rake angle, the more stable it is at higher speeds, and such. Moving on to the side, you have little ducts for your air intake. And then this is where your battery sits, and that's the motor. And you see that it's mounted very low, so that should help with handling and giving it a lower center of gravity as well. And these fins are actually used for cooling, and it's a nice touch. It looks like the fins on their regular air-cooled V-twins. Nice attention to detail, I like it. The front suspension is by Showa, and they are fully adjustable. You have the traditional Harley Davidson logo here with the fuel tank. Now this is an electric bike, it doesn't require fuel. To the side, it's got a bit of a trellis frame look going on for it, like a naked bike would. And it's got a lot of aluminum all around the bike, little aluminum inserts. Pretty neat. Going to the back of the bike, you have the license plate with the turn signals on the sides and the brake light on top, all LED. I like this cool little design of the bike. And speaking of cool designs, it's got a monoshock suspension at the back by Showa, fully adjustable. Cool. So if you look at the top of the fuel tank, it's got this nice glossy paint on both sides and this little insert here. And then you have the fuel cap. Well, this is not a fuel cap per se. Push it down, lift it up. This is the charging port for the bike. This is where you would put in the charger. It's got points for the various adapters as well. Now if you come down to the side, it's got this little spot here with the key. Turn it to the side. See this latch? Pull this out. That releases the seat. To lift the seat, just pull it right up until you hit that click and it stays into place. You have some little storage here. It also comes with your charging adapter. That's your charging adapter, and this you can plug it into your power socket. And you have a little diagram here telling you what to do and what not to do. Cool. Put the seat down. You have a little button here. You press it, and that releases that latch, and boom, it comes down. Push it down, and you're good to go. Turn the key, and bam, Done. All right, let's talk about the controls. You have these beautiful Harley mirrors on both ends, and for your controls, on the top you have the thing to toggle through your menu. Then you have your traction control settings, horn, high beam, passing lights, turn signals, voice command, music settings, and cruise control. Then on your right hand side, your hazards, starter button, kill switch, right turn signal, riding modes, and that joystick there, that's to enter. That's your enter stick. I mean, that's what you do use to make selections on the menu. So let's start her up and see what she does. So it gives you your odometer and your battery life at one quick press of the menu button. Press and hold it. Yeah, that brings this puppy to life, the cool Harley logo. And on either side of the screen you have these lights, left turn signal, traction control, high beams, and on the right you have right turn signal, ABS, error messages, and low tire pressure. Move the toggle stick on your right. If you move it to the left, it gives you your odometer and trip A, trip B. Do it again, it tells you if it's got any phone paired or navigation. Right now it's got nothing. Now if you move the right joystick to the right, this pops up so you can go through your driving modes. Then you have your range, your percentage of charge left, battery temperature, these various temperatures and levels, and it also tells you that there's no phone connected right now. And with a quick press of the menu button, it tells you the time. It's got Bluetooth, the Harley logo. In here it's your odometer, trip A and trip B. And this is a touchscreen. This is cool. Press the settings button here. You have your ride modes: road, sport, rain, range, custom, and you have 3 custom modes. You can customize what you want to do. And the fun thing is, if you want, let's say you like the settings for sport mode, you can copy these over. You say copy and you can select one of the custom modes. Then you have your appearances. You can change the speedometer from digital to analog, select your brightness, all of that good stuff. Then you have systems. You can customize your widgets, see which one you want where. And then on the right are your riding modes. You got road, sport, rain, range. That's gonna give you the best range here. And you have the 3 custom modes. A big shout out to our friends at Tobacco Road Harley Davidson. They are the premier Harley Davidson dealership located here in downtown Raleigh, North Carolina. They have a huge store with a lot of selection of motorcycles, clothing, apparel, lifestyle stuff, everything. If you're looking for anything with a Harley theme, they have it. The staff here is awesome. They're really friendly. Come on down. I'll put the website link in the video description below. Come on down, check them out. And when you do, you gotta tell them that the Bhromance sent you. Do you happen to know what time it is? It's right o'clock. All right, so if you guys are new to Bhroman, give us a like, hit that subscribe button. We put out content every week and your support would mean a lot. Let's do our first test. Let's make a couple of U-turns and see how this puppy maneuvers, shall we? This is uncanny, man. This is eerie. This bike is so quiet. Huh. It has a 58.7-inch wheelbase. So yeah, U-turns, not a problem. Not a problem at all. Cool, right? I like it, and it makes no sound. It's just that little sort of sound. So, which means it's time to do our second test, which is our pull test. Let's see how this puppy pulls, shall we? Oh, it's fun. It makes no sound. That's the weirdest part. That's the part that weirds you out, is that it makes no sound. It just goes and you just hear this like little turbine sort of thing, like something's going on at the background, but that's it. Let's talk about the first impressions of this bike. It's a pretty cool bike. I mean, the seating position is that of a naked bike or a standard bike. You're seated upright. You're not leaned over for the handlebars. The handlebars are at a decent position. They're not pulled back, and neither do you have to reach out for them. As for the seat height and stuff, here we're come to a complete stop. I'm 5'10", 31-inch inseam. I can flat-foot it very easily. The seat height is not a problem. I'm trying to go for the clutch, but there is no clutch here. So let's keep rolling. It feels a little weird. There's no clutch, there's no gears. There is no wind protection to speak of. It's a 45-degree day today here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Ooh, it's a bit chilly for sure. For sure. There's none of that usual chugga chugga chugga, the sound, the pop, the cackle, none of that. This is just going about its business. And yeah, there's none of that usual motorcycle sound, none of the usual Harley Davidson sound or feel about it. It's different. It's very different. Not bad. It likes to lean too. And the balance on this bike is really good. Really good. I like it. This is my first electric bike review and I quite like it. Oh, I keep going for the clutch, but there is no clutch. It's just the brake. And this is the other unreal thing. Like, as soon as you let go of the gas, it like brakes. I'll show you, like, doing 49 and boom, I let go of the gas. See how fast it decelerates. It's crazy. And give it some gas and oof, boy oh boy. Instant power. And I'm not even in sport mode, I'm in the regular mode. This is fun to ride. Would this bike be a good bike for commuting? Yeah, sure, it would be good for commuting. Now, it does not have any storage space though, so as long as you're good with traveling with a backpack, yeah, this is gonna be great for commuting. Now keep in mind though, I think at highway speeds of 70 miles an hour, this has a range of 70 miles if you're riding at 70 miles per hour. So you might have to factor that in if you do a lot of highway riding on your commute. Then probably you'd have to work that out. So maybe not the best for commuting if you're doing a lot of highway riding. Now, would this be a good bike for touring? Yeah, no, not in its current form. This only has a range of 146 miles, and if you have a DC fast charging station, fast charging port, I think it could charge up to 100% in a couple of hours or so. But yeah, this is not a touring bike. Even the seating position is not meant for touring. Yeah, maybe 70 miles or so, or a little bit of touring, but yeah, not a whole lot of touring. Now, would this be a good bike for beginners? Well, this is a bike I'm gonna struggle with to say yay or nay. But now, just based on the power that this bike is putting out, I would say no. 100 horses might not sound a lot, but the way it puts it out, you got that 0 rev horsepower, so it just starts off right from the front, or right from down below as soon as you give it gas. So that's a good amount of power there. So yeah, I would not recommend this for beginners at all. Let's head to the punk and talk about the cost of ownership and the scores and the usual stuff.
Let's talk about the service cost. It doesn't have the traditional engine, so yeah, it doesn't require your oil change, spark plugs, valve adjustments and all that stuff. But there's other things that they just got other moving parts. Like the gearbox needs its oil changed every now and then. A lot of other moving parts that need to be checked and adjusted. So it requires a break-in service at 1,000 miles, and that should cost you about $384 at your local Harley dealer. Then the next service is at 5,000, and then it goes on at 5,000 mile increments. So the service at your 5,000 miles should be about $192, and the 10,000 mile service should be about $384. As a set of new tires on this motorcycle, it has the Michelin Scorchers. It's about $700 for the pair, including installation. So over a 2-year period, assuming you ride 5,000 miles a year, you'd require the 3 services and a set of new tires, because these tires should get you about 10,000 miles, but a lot of it is going to depend upon how you ride it and how hard you ride it. So the total cost for the 3 services and a set of new tires is going to be $1,700. Divided by the number of days, it's about $2.30 a day. Let's assign it a score, shall we? On the looks, it's a 9 out of 10. On the BRAAAP, it gets a 4 out of 10. On the comfort, it's a 7.5 out of 10. And on the maintenance, it gets an 8 out of 10 for a combined Bhromance score of 7.1 out of 10.
So you want to go around, people? Just give it gas. It's insane. It's insane is what it is. So in conclusion, the first electric bike on Bhroman. How good is this bike? Well, it's different for sure. It's different from what Harley usually puts out. Good. It looks really cool in my opinion. And riding it, yeah, you see why these are fun. You got power right off the bat, but these are not really good for touring or beginners. With its power range, the battery range right now with the Harleys at 146 miles, that's not a whole lot of range. And brand new, these bikes would cost you about $30,000. So for $30,000, I think this bike would have been fine, except for that Zero Motorcycles. They're another American company that makes electric motorcycles, and their electric bikes are about $10,000 cheaper with a little bit better range. I think the Zeros have a range of about 200 miles or 226 miles, something like that. Now the other thing is, would a traditional Harley rider get a live wire? I don't know. I don't think so. Like, if you're used to those big cruisers and baggers, would you be willing to trade that in for a live wire? I'm not so sure, you know. But that does not mean that this is not a good bike. This is a really cool bike. I like riding it. Is this a bike for you? Well, head on down to your closest Harley dealership, take it out for a spin, see what you think. And if you come down to Tobacco Road Harley, just tell them the Bhromance sent you. Keep your knees in the breeze, guys. I'll see you soon. Bro out.